You know that feeling, right? When you're overlooked or underestimated or just flat out ignored. We've all been there. And man, it stings. But what if I told you that the most powerful way to respond isn't what you think at all? Let's get into how you can turn that feeling of being invisible into your greatest source of strength. So just take a second and really think about it. When someone tries to make you feel small, what's your gut reaction? What's that first instinct? Because trust me, how you answered that one question, it changes everything. Okay, so here's where most of us go wrong. We walk right into the most obvious trap there is, the trap of reaction. We feel poked, we feel provoked, and so, naturally, we get ready to fight back. Just look at this. It's a perfect match. Their entire goal is to get a rise out of you, to rattle your peace and make you lash out. And what's our first instinct? To do exactly that. The second you react, you're playing their game. By their rules. You're literally handing them the keys to your own emotions. This quote just nails it. Your reaction, that anger, that frustration, that's their fuel. It's what they feed on. So the most important takeaway here is that if you want them to lose their power over you, you have to cut off their food supply. You have to let them starve. So if reacting is the trap, then what's the way out? Well, this brings us to a total shift in strategy. It's about tapping into something way stronger, the power of silence. And listen, this is not about being weak or giving up. This is a choice, a really disciplined, powerful choice. Just let that sink in for a minute. Indifference is control. This is that moment where you decide to stop letting their chaos run your life. It's when you start mastering yourself from the inside out. So what do we really mean by control here? It's not about bottling things up or pretending you don't feel anything. No, it's about disciplining your emotions so they work for your purpose. You get to decide where your energy goes, and you choose to put it towards your goals, not their nonsense. And here's the magic of how it works in the real world. Silence basically cuts off their Wi-Fi access to your emotions. All of a sudden, their attempts to provoke you just look, well, foolish, kind of desperate. And in the process, you protect your own peace and you get to reclaim all that energy you were wasting on fights that never mattered anyway. And this right here, this is the core of the whole mindset. The real win isn't about getting even. It's about taking all that energy you just reclaimed and pouring it into yourself. Your growth becomes the ultimate revenge. And it's a pretty straightforward 3-step playbook. First, you pull all your focus inward. Then, you take every single piece of their doubt, their negativity, all of it, and you turn it into fuel. And finally, you stop wasting time thinking about getting back at them, and you become obsessed with getting results for yourself. Because that's the end game, isn't it? You don't just win the little argument. You elevate yourself so high that you're not even on the same playing field anymore. Their opinions literally can't touch you up there. Now, once you really get this down, you unlock a whole new level. You actually become unpredictable. You know yourself so well that nobody can manipulate you because you're not playing by their old, tired rules anymore. Think about it. They come at you expecting the old you. They're all geared up for the anger, the outbursts, the drama. But what do they get instead? Calm, control, silence, growth. You completely short-circuit their entire plan because you've rewired your own system. And this is the absolute best way to think about that shift. Checkers is all about quick, reactive moves. But chess is about strategy, seeing the whole board, thinking 10 moves ahead. You're not getting sucked into their little skirmishes anymore. You're focused on winning your war. Which brings us to our last and honestly most empowering idea. This is about getting to a place where you deeply understand your own value and you protect it. Your presence, your time, your energy, that stuff is a privilege for others, not a right. And the first thing you'll notice is that you just stop explaining yourself. You realize your worth isn't up for a vote, and you no longer feel this need to justify who you are to people who were never going to get it anyway. And then, the next thing that happens is you just stop reacting to the noise. You know, their drama, the gossip, their opinions, it all just kind of fades into background static. It's not that you can't hear it. It's that you are so focused on your own signal that you choose not to tune in. And this is the final piece of the transformation. You become the vision. You're not chasing some future version of you anymore. You are embodying it
right now. Your success, your peace, your quiet confidence, that becomes your answer to everything. Their opinions don't matter because you are the living, breathing proof of your own truth.
So when it all comes down to it, you just have to remember, you get one life, one heart, one mind. And you don't owe it to anybody to keep it in a situation where it's constantly being broken. And I really want to leave you with this last thought. When you make that hard, powerful choice to walk away from what's hurting you, you're not just leaving something behind. You are actively, purposefully walking toward your true self, toward your power, and toward your peace. So the real question isn't how you act when they ignore you. The real question is, how will you act to honor yourself?